You're listening to another episode of Teach Me to Dad. I'm Kurtis. This week I'll be chatting to another dad, getting to hear about how he's trying to raise his kids in a way that honours the Lord Jesus, that helps his kids know and trust the Lord Jesus. And so learning from peers, learning from models, that's what you're in for. Glad you could join me. This week I'm chatting to Leon Smith. He's another dad. I know him from church. And there's not a particular angle to this one. You know, it's just a dad who's seeking to honour Jesus, raise his kids, and I wanted to get to know what he's doing. Kind of snoop around his house. You know, what happens? What do you do? What happens at night time? What happens in the week? When are you at work? When are you not? How do you fit it all in? Yeah, these kind of things. So I see this as snooping. So come snoop around another man's house with me. It'll be similar to the chat I had with James early on in the season, if you've been following me from the start. If you are enjoying this, please like, subscribe, follow, whatever your pipe is, whatever app you listen to podcasts on. That'll help this appear for more people so that more can hear about this, particularly Christian dads trying to raise their kids. So let's get into it. Leon, teach me to dad.
Teach me to dad, I am a dad and I need to know. Teach me to dad, I'll never learn this by myself. Teach me to dad, I am a dad.
Leon, thanks for coming.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for having me.
I am pumped to be able to talk to you. I'm keen to talk to you because I'm quite curious. I don't know you that well, and so I don't know your family and what it looks like very well. And so I'm pretty interested to just chat, hear what it's like, get a insight into another dad's life and household and fathering. So I appreciate you coming.
No, good to be here. Yeah, hopefully I can share some of my thoughts or my journey.
Yeah.
It can be helpful.
Yeah. Well, maybe kick us off. Who's in the clan? Who's your gang?
I got me, my wife, got 4 kids, 2 boys, 2 girls, 9, 7, 6, 3.
Wild.
4, yeah. But I feel like we're leaving the baby stage. We've left it, I could say.
Yeah. What was the youngest? 3?
3, 4 in August. So
Yeah.
pretty much 4.
That's cool.
So yeah, we kind of banged them out in the baby stage for, I don't know, 7, 8 years. So we've kind of gotten rid of all the baby stuff. They can all get in the car by themselves. No nappies. Yeah, it's good.
That's that's
I feel like, the baby stage was nice, but it's also nice to have left.
What do you think this next phase will be? So out of the baby phase, when you think about it, what is this phase?
I don't know, like technically what you call it, because we don't have teenagers.
I just mean like in your head. Are you now's the time we do good holidays?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, holidays have been better. We've never really holidayed well, but not because they've been bad. We just aren't good at planning them. So holidays probably for the last year or 2 have been good and enjoyable. 3 are at school now. 1 will start prep next year. So that, like, I don't know, we don't have day naps anymore.
Yeah.
Like going out and doing stuff's easier.
Yeah.
Like I can take all 4 to the beach and it'd be pretty sane. Like 3 can swim, so that's nice.
Yeah.
But as in terms of what it looks like, I don't know. Like I just kind of roll with the punches and...
Is it full on hectic? Like at that phase, so the maximum dependency of the little years may have ended.
Yeah.
Like, is it still full on though? Like I have no spare time. My family is busy and full on.
Yeah. I feel like it's different. So we looked after our nephew on Monday night, who's 6 months old, and he was wonderful. Well-behaved baby, did everything he needed to do, was no trouble. But we're just like, man, like we could not do this again. We've left that, and I'm so thankful.
Yeah.
Just they're so dependent. Like you have to have the baby on you. They're crying. They need food. They need to sleep. They wake up during the night. Like we might get a kid in bed at night, but for the most part, you're sleeping through.
Yeah, yeah.
Just that in itself's like a game changer.
Mm.
Um, what's it? Oh, dependency, wildness. Um, it's not as tiring. It's not as. It is as full on. Just in different. I don't know. We're now like got football training in,
Yep.
and so at the moment, hopefully it changes. Three of them are playing football. All got training on a different night. Hopefully that changes. But there's like 4 nights of going out for football training. Um, Yeah, I think it's just different. It's not as full on, and there's moments of it where they're fighting and screaming, and you go like, "What are we doing?" Or like, yeah, one of them might be struggling. You go, "Man, I wish I had more time to give to them," but you just don't. But yeah, not as hectic as in they just don't need you as much.
Mm.
And like I could get out, and Laura's like, "I'm here now, 7:30. Laura can put him to bed." No, and she always has been able to, but it's just
Mm.
easier for her. Yeah. So I feel like it's just changed a bit. Not as super dependent, a bit easier, and you can do more stuff. I like playing with them and playing footy and taking them to the beach, whatever's heaps easier.
Yeah, yeah.
How old's your youngest?
Our youngest is 6 months.
So you're in the thick of
So we're
the,
5, 3, 6 months.
yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you find it?
Yeah, it's full on.
Full on?
Yeah, it's full on.
Hectic?
Yeah. Like it's because we're in the 6 month, like we're still in the sleep is a big deal
Yeah.
phase. We're low sleep. And it's full on. Like our oldest has started school this year. So we're just creeped into that school phase. One in the middle. Like they're all epic and they're all in a really good phase at the moment. But yeah, it's full on.
Yeah, I reckon like, and when you're not sleeping, even like littler things, like little issues become big issues, whether it's with the kids, with your wife, at work, whatever. These normal things that you'd probably deal with and like you'd cope with, it's just harder. Like you're just so tired, right? So I feel like we still get tired and it's still hard. They don't go to bed as early as they used to. That's something else. I go to bed at like 8:39, and so as they're creeping up, I'm like losing
You're
my
not,
window.
you're gonna
Yeah,
have kids up later than you.
yeah, that will happen
Yes.
soon. Yes.
So
Um,
what do you reckon, as a dad, I don't know if this question makes sense.
Yeah.
What do you reckon your brand is? Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
What kind of dad are you? If you
I
put
was,
some words
yeah,
to it, like
I was adamant I'm the sports dad.
Yep.
Like when my oldest boy, when he was 5, straight into soccer, like I'd be in a tracksuit, joggers,
Yes.
coach. Like that was me. I just
Passionate sideline dad.
passionate sideline dad, and he was the boy that just laid on the ground and wanted to play like not snow angels, like grass angels. I'd cheer and he'd look over at me and stop cheering for me, Dad. And like so my dreams were pretty crushed in the first 2 years of that. But I feel like I'm clawing back. So the two oldest boys play footy, and my girls just signed up to play footy now too. So I feel like the sports dad's coming back out in me.
So funny. Even that you said the phrase, my dreams were crushed.
Yeah, my dreams. That was me. Like on the sports
Yes.
dad, my kid would be
Yeah.
super successful at
Yeah.
sport.
Yeah.
Would love it together.
Achieving your success
It's-
through your
yeah,
kids. So,
they would make up for my failings as a sports athlete. And I feel like every year I could have been more and more as an athlete, but I wasn't.
yes.
Yeah, I feel like so. I feel like I still am like me and the older two watch footy together. Even my girls, we all like kind of footy and playing in the afternoons. If we get home from work, we'll go and like the big three will play footy in the backyard and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's cool. So that becomes a pretty high bonding thing, I imagine.
Yeah, totally. We all like go and play in the backyard, and it's easy for me because it's something I like. Like if I have to go and play dolls or something, it's nice to be with them, but it's
You gotta dig-
it's
you
a
gotta-
slog.
it's a dig deep
It's boring. It's
Yeah.
a slog.
Yeah.
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 Arts and craft cannot stand it. Like the mess, the patience, I cannot do it. Like that's all my wife can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon sports dad would be my brand if I branded myself.
Yeah.
We kind of, I don't know. I'd say I'm kind of fun and easy going and like to have a good time with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your brand?
Yeah, what is it? I think to the kids, I'm like game master dad. Like I've always got a game for them to play,
Yeah,
and I'll
nice.
muck around and run around with them. I think that's who I would be to them. I
Game
think I'm
master.
think
Oh
I'm
yeah.
game master. Yeah.
Have you started playing like board games and card games with them, or you're not there yet?
A little bit to differing degrees. There's some that they can really get into. Um,
Probably a little bit too young.
nah, there's some, and
Okay.
we've got a lot of little kid board games, like
Yeah, yeah,
real basic rules, like pick it like a shopping list game. There's a game that's like a shopping game.
yeah,
You all get a shopping list, and you pick out an item. Whose shopping list is it on? Put it down.
yeah. Okay.
That's a board game for
So for
very
you, a little bit of a
introductory.
slog.
That's cool. Nah, some of those things are good because it's like milestones for kids. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
I think milestones are big for us because our eldest James has autism, and so it's meant that from an early age we picked it up because he was almost those milestones he was behind on, and so I think it's made us hyper excited about any little milestones. Like, oh, we're playing a game, like we're playing a board game.
yeah.
How
Nice.
good's that? Like,
Yes, gotcha.
even just like early days was like little language wins. Like, oh, he said you instead of me and got those words. He used to get those words mixed up. Like, anyway, little milestones are big. So I don't know. Playing games, it's like
We can do this together.
it's
He's
always
understanding.
like, oh, we don't take this for granted. This is epic. So I got some time for those games.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Our big three are right into them, so they like play Monopoly, Monopoly Go, Monopoly Deal.
No big deal. The card one.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
that's
pretty
cool.
fun, quick, easy game.
Yeah, that's
Just before it came, we played a game of Poo Bingo. It's like this. It's like a set of like bingo. And it's these animals and animal poo, and it's good fun. It's good poo bingo.
That's so good. So what do you reckon are your aims for your kids? As a dad, what do you want for them? What are your aims?
The overall aim is for them to die a Christian. Like that's the goal. Anything else does not even come close. Like for them to, and then hopefully that there's a never a day that they're not a Christian.
Yeah.
That's it. Like that's it. And then all the other ones. I don't know. You did give me this question earlier, so I have been thinking about it, and it's been hard because like how much of them they selfish ones for me. I want them to be XXX because that's what I think they should be. And also one of our kids is she's struggling a bit at school, so we're pulling her out to homeschool. So I feel like we've been really thinking about this as well because it's like, what do we want from school? Like, what do we actually want to teach our kids? What do we want them to learn? What do we want when they're 18, when like as an adult finishing school, what do we want them to be able to achieve or do or learn in and grow? So apart from the Christian thing, but I guess nothing's apart from it, but as well as the Christian thing would be the be able to be resilient, but not like old school resilience. Like just bury your thoughts and get on with life. I think it's like life's tough and hard. And I think mental health is really important. So be able to hopefully give them the tools or help them that, not just protect them and not let them go through hard things, but give them the skills and equip them to be able to handle life, whatever life throws at them, and be able to cope with it. Would love them to be hardworking, whatever they do, or the ability to work hard, not just hardworking for the sake of it. Confident, respectful, loving, caring kids. I don't know. I'd love for them to have families of their own, to to want to be parents. I'd love to have a good relationship with them. Them to still talk to me would be a good start. Honestly, it's to be Christian and then big gap and then whatever else comes is a bonus. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm keen to flesh out how some of this plays out for you.
Yeah.
What's the super practical, what your day to day, what does life look like? So like you're in bed at 8:30.
Yeah.
Like what's life's routine? And then I want to
Yeah, okay.
then I'll be like, oh, so then
So
like
school day or weekend? Every
Monday morning.
Monday
Monday
morning.
morning.
Great. Monday morning. My life often looks like two different things, so I own a transport company.
Yep.
So if I'm driving a truck or if I'm in the office.
Yep.
If I'm driving a truck, I'm out the door very early.
Yep. Sun's not up early kind of thing.
Sun's not up early.
Yep.
If I can go to the gym first, great. Then go jump in a truck, drive,
Yep.
come home, 4 o'clock, I
Yep.
reckon.
Yep.
Yep. Hang out with the kids, do dinner. When we hang out with the kids, maybe sneak in homework if we're lucky.
Yeah.
On a Monday, there's no footy training at the moment, so that's good. But yeah, if it was a different day, go to footy training or come home, do dinner, kids to bed. Hopefully get them to bed 7:30. And try and bet, man, I struggle at night. So often intend to, sweet, got to go to the bed with them, spend good time with them, pray and do that. After 6, man, I'm tired.
Yeah.
And all those hopes and dreams go downhill pretty quickly.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
So what would be the so I'm running on a similar schedule to those kind of ones. I'm out early, like it's kind of tradie hours. You're up to start work.
But home at a decent hour?
But home in a decent hour. So I'm out early. It's almost like the morning. I'll see the kids because they get up early, but there's nothing much in that morning zone. That's not a meaningful time. It's the back end of the day. It's like, I could be home at 4, 3:30 some days, 5 some days, but it's
It's
a real
same.
So like, what are the things that you want to be able to do? You on your best day, maybe full of energy, are the like intentional things in that afternoon. So you want to
great.
You want to do some homework with them. You want to do some kind of intentional bedtime. Is it these? Yeah. What are the things?
So this is good. Yeah. So after we just had a church camp where we went away for 2 nights. Monday after that, sweet.
Yeah.
Get home from. So this is like, this is the intent every day.
Yeah.
On fire, feeling good, got energy, pumped to do it. Get home from work, I don't know, 3 o'clock, picked them up from the bus or whatever. Went and played footy in the backyard, come inside. Righto, kids sit down, we're going to do Bible time. And we just learnt the story of Samson. So I'm like, boys, you'll love this. Like where Samson lights the foxtails on fire and they run around and go, sweet, boys, you're going to love this. Yeah, so we did it. We sat down, read the Bible to them for 15, 20 minutes, talked about it. And it was a super interesting story. Then we did homework, had dinner, and then go put them to bed, just chat with them for 5, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Pray for them. That's it. That's the intent.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
But life...
Which is big. Like that's you're on
Yes.
for a good chunk. Like, do Bible, homework, 5 or 10 minutes per kid. You got 4 kids. That's
Yes. Yeah. Homework's pretty good actually.
Yeah.
Like we're not super big homework people, but they're pretty self-sufficient. So
cool.
I don't have to be heaps on for that.
Yeah.
Like I can cook dinner and help them or whatever.
Yeah. So
But yeah, it's the bedtime that's what gets me.
yeah. What do you reckon? So this is something I've been trying to figure out as well, right?
Yeah.
I want to be able to do this stuff consistently. Like you talk like that and I go, yeah, man, I'm living the same thing.
That was the Monday. I've been talking about the Tuesday, Wednesday.
But it's like, yes, it's this kind of stuff I want to do. And it's just like in the tiredness of life, get to that end of the day and it's like, I just want to get everything towards the bed retirement phase of the day.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. What do you reckon's the way to keep things consistent? Like, man, I want things to be consistent. I want it to be like, this is what we do. We read the Bible every arvo, and we spend some time chatting and praying and having that time every night. Man, I'd love that.
Yeah.
I'm not hitting that.
Yeah.
Like, what do you reckon?
I don't know, man. I was hoping you'd tell me.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
Yeah.
honestly don't know. I've had good intent. Sorry, I thought my phone was off.
Oh, it's all right.
Um, I've tried different things. Like even we've for a couple of not even weeks, but for days, we've read the Bible over dinner, and that's good. You got the kids sitting there, they're eating, so they're kind of like half distracted. They can kind of listen, and that works well. I feel like it's on me, not the kids. Like
Yeah.
I'm probably the biggest hindrance to getting it done, and I feel like I'm just often tired.
Yeah.
Lazy's probably another good one. I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. I can't answer it like this is the problem. This is how we fix it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like most guys would say they struggle with it. Um, but yeah, I don't have the answer. But and same as you, I want to do it and tend to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even like go and spend 5 minutes with each of them. But I just want to say good night and go to like hibernate.
Yes. Yeah.
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 Do you have any
Well,
thoughts?
no,
Or
it's good to get a sense that it's not, that other people are doing the same.
yeah,
Sometimes I get the vibe that everyone's just doing it and they're just like, what do you mean?
just do it.
Just sit down and read the Bible with the kids, pray with the kids. Like, yeah, it seems simple, but I don't know. Yeah. It's it's not like I'm glad to hear it, but I'm glad to hear
Yeah, and so yeah, I don't know.
it. Yeah.
I feel like there's other ways. So it's not just like Bible reading. When things have sorry, when we've tried to be intentional with our kids, like on a Monday, we do like question time at dinner time of what they learn at church.
Oh, yeah.
So just go around and ask them questions or give them a quiz. They like quizzes. My kids
Yeah.
are super competitive. Like we'll do
good.
maths questions or. So just turn this off. Maths questions or whatever. They like competing against each other and whatever. So on a Monday, we'll ask them about what they learned at church on Sunday and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So that's kind of worked pretty good.
cool.
But again, it's probably me that's the hindrance to doing it. Like they're always super keen to do that. It's whether I'm just tired or forget or yeah, something like that. But
Yeah.
the intent's there. It's just the execution
Yeah.
needs work.
Yeah. Yes. I tell me, do you feel? Tell me if this is a similar experience you have as a dad. Do you feel like you have more responsibilities in life than you can keep on top of?
Oh, more responsibilities in life.
Do you feel a responsibility overload, or are you like, nah, man, I've got a couple of things I'm responsible for, and I just do them.
Depends on the week, I
Yeah.
reckon. I reckon. Good question. Not responsibility overload. Sometimes like maybe capacity overload, or like
Yeah.
I've just got so many things going on. I just can't give them all my best. I got to pick which ones
Yep.
I'm giving my best to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like even at work. So if there's work, home, church, friends, and I don't even know what other categories I can't think. But when work's super busy, when maybe it's like I just helped organise the church camp a bit. When I've got work super busy, got to do some stuff for church, family needs me. You go, man, I've got so much on here. Maybe that is a responsibility overload. But yeah, there's
Yeah.
so much on.
Yeah.
I just can't do it all.
Yeah.
And I think I'm learning to say no and that I just do think about what's important
Yeah. Yes.
and then like pick and choose.
So when you say that,
Yeah.
what's in your mind when you go, what's important? Is that kids?
Yeah.
What is that? When you
yeah,
have to start trimming the fat,
Yep.
what are the first things to drop?
Great question. It depends on the circumstance. Like sometimes I just because I'm the boss at work, there's sometimes you just got to rock up to work,
Yeah.
otherwise it'll all go to crap, and then your family and church and everything will be affected. But I think that I've learned to let things go at work to be able to do church and family. Things won't be as good as they can be at work. I've got to learn to let things go, let go of control, so I can be at home more.
Yeah, yes.
And be able to serve at church, which hasn't always been the case.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
hard because I like to be in control.
Yeah.
I like things done my way. But yeah, you just got to make these calls, and
Yeah, yes.
I think you learn, and you don't always get it right. And man, when everyone's screaming for your attention, it's hard.
When you toss up between helping out at church and doing things with your family,
Yeah,
do you think your kids, if you're doing church things that's almost less present for kids things, do you think they see and learn good stuff from that? Or is it like absent dad? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like is that like, oh man, I'm doing some stuff at church and so my kids are really feeling it. That sucks. Or is it like, how good's this? I'm modeling to my kids.
Yeah.
I'm not hanging out with you. I'm doing something else important. Do you think they get that, or do they just see dad's not here?
I reckon. So the one I'm just thinking of now is going to growth group.
Yeah.
So for me, it's pretty much been a non-negotiable. I'll go every week, unless like Laura's on a really sick or for whatever. I'm going to growth group, and I'm going out. I'm trying to get there on time. That's just been important for me and Laura. Like we've tried to organise our lives so it's the same for her going to day groups. So it's not just like, hey, it's just me and not you. It's been both of us. And just sometimes, like the kids, as I've walked out the door, go, "Oh, Dad, can't you stay?" or "Why are you going out?" But I don't think it's in like a, "Oh, Dad, you're the worst dad for leaving me." It's like when you go to work and they want you there. It's not. I think it's a good thing for them. Really good thing.
Yeah.
And I think that if you put the time in around that, like if I'm playing golf every other night, and then here's another night, or not even golf during the day, or I'm out every other night, and there's another night that Dad's out going to church, I reckon that could potentially cause resentment. But I feel like I've tried to be present the rest of the week, or when I can be. So it's not like, oh, Dad's going out tonight. No big. It would be nice to have him here, but no big deal.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
What do you reckon?
Nah, as you talk, that's making sense. Like it's a tricky tightrope. It's funny for me because I'm just living kind of tradie hours work, and so it's slightly
pleb
different.
life.
Pleb life.
Yeah,
But then I've
city
done
life.
the ministry was full time season, and so I think that meant that it felt different for the kids and the family because it was lots of nighttime things and stuff like that. So it was like, I'm in, I'm out.
And then do that with that too. Would they mix in church and work together?
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, Dad's just going to work; it's he's going to church.
Yeah, a little bit. And there's cool things because it's like, oh, I've got to go out where, I'm going to go talk to some people about Jesus. And it's like, oh, cool. That's a cool little moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now it's like, oh, I'm going to Bible study. Yeah, I like that. I like when I say, see ya, I'm going to Bible study.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. I feel like that's teaching something good.
I feel like it is teaching them good. That like it's a priority, and I feel like it's your attitude towards it too is really important. Like if you're miserable, going, "Oh, kids, I wish I could stay, but I'm going to Bible study," that's probably not great.
Yeah.
But if you're cheerful and you show them it's a priority, same with getting to church, right? Like I think model that to them.
What kind of things do you have in mind when you talk about having 5 or 10 minutes with them as they go to bed? What is that?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? What do you want to do in that time?
I feel like I want to get to know what's actually going on for them. Like just talk with them. Talk, chat about their day. Pray with them. yeah, hopefully they can open up. I feel like it doesn't always, like sometimes. And again, it's probably more on me. How much I can just sit there and, like, they never really kick me out to go to sleep. It's
Yeah.
how much time do I
Yeah.
want to give to them.
Wow.
Um,
That's isn't that a fascinating thing?
I've never
Yeah.
thought about it till I've just thought
I've
about
never
it.
thought about
They've
that
never
either.
gone. One, they don't really want to go to bed, but second, they just want to be with you,
They
right? They
would
want to
just
be
do
with you
that
and talk.
forever.
They could literally probably just do that as long
Yeah.
as you can give them.
Mm.
That's big, isn't it?
That's a big power.
Yeah,
The power, yeah, that power of that relationship,
yeah.
being a dad. Mm.
But yeah, I think just because there's four of them, there's not heaps of time where you just get to be one on one.
Mm.
So just yeah, make the most of that time.
Yeah.
But again, it's something that more intense there. Execution's not always on point.
Mm. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I feel the same. Execution. I want to do something like that. Kids going to bed. But trial and erroring, like, oh, is that a time? The last couple of nights it's been, oh, maybe that's when I'll read the Bible and pray with the kids. And it's like, we'll bring the Bible to their bed
Yeah,
and spend a bit of time. And that's been working all right at the moment. Yeah, I can see that. That's kind of cool. And it means that the attention's a little bit more there than trying to captivate a couple of kids.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are you a nighttime or morning person? Neither.
Yeah, neither. Well, it's funny. I get up early for work, and so there's not much going on then. And then nighttime, I'm tired. So I
Yeah,
don't know. When
because
you,
I'm definitely a morning person. So I wonder if it's more of a struggle for us morning people, or it's just a struggle for everyone these night
yeah,
times.
yeah,
Like I don't know how people go to bed at 10 or 11 at night. That blows my mind.
yeah. That is wild. That's wild.
Like, what do you do all night?
Man.
Anyway,
Yes. Oh, yes, that is wild. What's the dynamic between you and Laura and trying to the things that you want for the kids and how you do that and do, how do you do that? Do you guys chat regularly? How does that work? Yeah.
yeah,
What does teamwork parenting look like for you?
yep. I reckon over the years, um, it's changed a little bit. Um, Laura thinks a lot more about parenting and critically than me, which is really helpful.
Mm.
So it's not like she just thinks about it and then tells me what to do. But yeah, we chat. I feel like just thinking at the moment, on most of the big stuff in life, we're pretty aligned, which is super helpful.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, I feel like we'll chat at night, but again, I'm so tired, it's not always helpful. We'll talk during the day a fair bit. The other day we had to make a big decision, so we put some time together to go out for a coffee to nut it out. Now that we don't always do that, and when life allows, but that was helpful. It was in the morning. We weren't tired. Could just go chat it out, get on the same page before we made this decision. But yeah, over the years, it's been hard. I feel like, so for one of them, for me, was discipline. I struggled to discipline our kids and like hold them to account for a whole heap of reasons. So that caused a fair bit of tension.
I'm guessing
For it.
she felt like she was always the bad guy
Yep.
because of that dynamic.
Yep,
Yeah.
totally,
Yeah,
totally.
yeah.
And I couldn't see it. So, or I thought I was improving, so I thought I'm killing it here. When in actual fact I wasn't. Yeah, it was just really hard. And like obviously the kids were misbehaving. Yeah, I'm not holding them to account or rewarding them when I shouldn't have, not disciplining them properly. Laura's slugging it out, feels like she's got to do it all, and I'm undoing her work, which is true, I was. So that was hard. I don't feel like I've fully come through it yet, but I feel like that's something we've really had to work through, talk through. Yeah, that's probably a fair few years of us figuring that out. So that was hard. That was really hard work.
Yeah.
Really hard work. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And for me too, like I thought, man, I'm killing it. Like, look at me go. But I wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I think I'm thankful. Most of the big things in life we're pretty aligned with, and we're pretty good at seeing other people, like seeing each other's thoughts and process and respecting that. And yeah, and I feel like just lots of the stuff I just back her. Like she runs the house, mainly does all the stuff with like the kids and school and that, and I think she does a really good job. So I feel like it's been easy to back her, and yeah. So can I
Yeah.
answer it?
Yeah, no, it
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
No, that's epic. Do you think what do you think, and does it how do you think of yourself as a leader of a house? And does
Cool.
that come like does that hit your brain much? Are you like, yeah, I'm trying to steer the ship in some way? Or is it more in reality it's like, we're steering the ship.
Yeah. It's funny when we got married, we did a marriage course,
Yeah.
and on paper, it was like, man, this is really hard for Laura to submit to me. She's got the hard job. Like you have to submit to someone that sucks and whatever, but she did
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But as we've kind of done life and our marriage and stuff, I feel like I've got the hard job. Like it should be, I've got the responsibility. So it's still hard for Laws,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the responsibility is all on me. Like I got to stand before God on how I led my family. I took responsibility for them, to lay down my life, to love them. So I feel like the weight's on me. But no, I quite like that. Like I'm comfortable in that role. I quite like it. And I feel so how it looks like in practice. So I feel like Laws runs the family, but I feel like it's still under my. I don't want to say leadership, but it's under my headship. I'd say it's in.
Sure.
She doesn't just do stuff that I like. Hey, this is what we're doing, Leon. Get on board. It's kind of like we discuss it, and then like all the little stuff kind of comes under that umbrella, and it's totally fine. But I wouldn't say it's like Laura's way or the highway. It's kind. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
yes. And I imagine it's not your way or the highway.
No, not at
Yeah,
all. I can't
yeah.
think. There might have been once, but I can't think of a time when we've butted heads or like, and it's like what you think it is. Like it's
Yeah.
this way or that way. No, I'm putting my foot down as the
Yeah.
leader, and we're doing it this. And that's kind of what we thought when we first got
Yeah.
married. There's going to be so many things that it's going to be yours or mine, and I'm going to have to pick.
Yeah.
Because I'm the leader. It's never looked like that in practice. It's always talked it out. Someone might have had to give or take, and feel like we've loved each other. Yeah. So I honestly can't think of a time
Yeah,
when
no.
we've had this. Yeah, it's my way or
Yes.
the highway.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm the same. I feel like, yeah, we're both on board with that kind of Ephesians 5 dynamic. But yeah, it very rarely is like, man, like, no, I need you to come with me on this. Like, I know you're not on board, but I need you to back me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, that's, it's pretty rare. It's usually just a two-way conversation and we come up with something and
Go for it.
we back
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Which to be honest, there's a bit of that. It's not the same dynamic, but even like that Ephesian thing, I always, you think, what does that mean to be the head and the leader? Oh, it means that I make the calls when it comes down to it. And it's like, well, sometimes she's submitting to him and he's laying down his life for her. Yeah, that's almost a weird kind of stalemate.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like she's going, I back you, and he's going, I'm for you, so I'll pick you over me, and she's going, I trust you over me. Yeah,
You hang up. No, you hang up. Yeah.
yeah, it's a bit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so kind of, we've got a business, and so I pretty much I run that. Laura's when we first started, she kind of helped me make big decisions, but she's kind of trusted me now, and I kind of do that. She does more all the school stuff, all the parent chats, all that kind of stuff. She does.
Yeah.
But again, I wouldn't do anything in the business without like that she wouldn't like or go against her morals or whatever. And I feel like the same at home.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. What would you just always running at 100%, kicking every dad goal you'd ever want, what do you think you'd look like as a dad if you were just always put like,
Yeah, yeah.
what does you as your best version of you as a dad look like, do you think?
Well, that's a good question. Um,
Like it sounds like you want to. Well, let me start it off as you
you tell
ponder.
me.
Well, some of the things that I've gathered from talking to you, you want to you want quite a good relationship with your kids because the key thing is you want to spend quality time to hear out and get to know each of them and kind of hearing out their
Yeah, yeah.
world and even in your talking about resilience, you want them to be resilient, but in a not just squish it down, but be real with what's going on and learn how to deal with it. There's something that I imagine
Yeah,
ideal you is very um, understanding, open. They can talk to you. There's something of that. I get the sense, and almost a quality time with each of them. I see that.
yes.
I could see uh, your. I don't know if it's like ultimate coach slash cheerleader dad. Thinking you sideline sports coach, like
Yeah.
you want to see them do well and you want to just back them in it. I could see a bit of that.
Yep.
I don't know.
Man, you pretty much
how am
nailed
I
it.
doing?
You pretty much nailed it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I don't know if you know this, but I think you do. Dad died when I was like
Yeah.
13.
Mm.
So, and this is, so I feel like that's kind of based a lot of my parenting on that, like not having a dad through the formative years, even now is really hard. So I feel like that's why I really want to, and that's made making tough decisions to spend time with them easier.
Yeah. Flesh that out.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I feel like at work, I own my own business. I can be flexible to some degree, but there's a cost. Like if I'm not at work, I either got to pay people to be there for me, or things aren't getting done as I would like. So yeah, making the cost to be at home at a good time, or even taking a day off to be if they need me, or to be at things or whatever. I feel like that's been easier for me because it's been a real priority for me.
Because you lost that quality time with your dad, it's become such a high value. Is
Yes.
that what you're saying?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
gotcha.
So even the discipline thing that I was talking about was struggling with me. I think the thought process subconsciously behind it is I don't want to discipline them because they won't like me and I want to be their friend. So I've had to work through that, and that's actually not going to work and not healthy. And I do need to discipline them and kind of take away the friendship thing a bit. And what I've kind of wrestling with, and I haven't answered it yet, is there's always this thing: can you be their friend and their dad? Don't know, but I'm gonna try. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't got an answer on that, but I would love to be their dad, and I don't know if and a friend as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was talking to James Dearness on a couple episodes before, and I was saying one of the dads I really like is the dad from Modern Family. Have you seen
Oh,
much of
not
Modern
heaps,
Family?
not heaps.
Anyway, he's a classic goofy dad tries to be mates with the kids.
Yeah.
And his thing is, I like to think that if my kids see me as their like one of their goofy friends, I know I've succeeded as a dad. And the whole thing is he's mucking around, but he massively undermines his wife in that
Yeah,
pursuit.
yeah.
But it's
So that's not the kind of that's
Yeah.
not
But there's something about it I love as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like just like I would love for when I'm however old and my boys and my girls are 20 to 25 to want to come around and hang out with me, to do stuff together, but to also be able to open up to me, to talk to me, and not just kind of come around, but have real deep conversations and things like that as well.
Yeah.
And be think the term Laws use is career grandparent.
Yeah. What's that?
That is like involved grandparents. So
Gotcha.
like when we're older, hopefully our kids have lots of kids and they're in close-ish range that we can be involved grandparents.
Mm.
That's what we'd love to be able to do when
Yeah.
we get a bit older.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, back to the question about spending time with them.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it's just a priority for me. But then when you're there, it's still hard. It's not when I'm there, it's easy. It's just kind of, always been, don't just work and work and work. That's not like, you got to work to live. But I want to, especially while they're young, make time to be with them and play with them and hang out with them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've thought about that a lot, particularly in these younger years. I've been thinking about that heaps well with work as well. Like I'm setting up things with my own work at the moment, and it's been, own business. So trying to figure out, what are my hours? How much do I work? How much do I get other people involved and lose money, gain time?
Yes.
And it's been that thinking, man, these little years will disappear. Like,
But there's literally a dollar value on. There becomes a dollar value on everything.
Mm.
It's like for every hour that I'm not at work, and there's different stages of life where you might have to do that, right? Like whatever you might have to, and that's okay if you need to work more or whatever. But I feel like it just makes it harder if you've got your own business because you can potentially be flexible, but there is a cost.
Yeah, yeah.
And particularly when you're starting a new business, man, it's wild.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been fun. And the flexibility has been cool. It's made me rethink lots of these questions with kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do I want to do with these kids? Yeah. How do I want to spend my time? Do I want to be out first thing in the morning, but then maybe have a bit of time in the arvo and be there when they kind of get home from school? Like,
Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it is cool. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's very cool. Look, that's given me heaps of stuff to ponder about. I'm keen to, after every conversation, there's things that I go away thinking, I'm going to chew on that. And there's lots in that I'm going to chew on.
Yeah, cool.
So, no, I appreciate it. Love being able to get a little glimpse inside. Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for chatting.
Thanks for having me on, mate. Appreciate it.
Well, I loved getting to sit down and have this chat with Leon. I loved it because there was lots of similarities with our lifestyles and what we're trying to do and our experience and struggles and what we're aiming for. So lots in that. A huge nugget that stood out for me, you would have noticed as I realised it in the moment and Leon realised it, that kind of little nugget of your kids never want to throw you out at bedtime. Like that's a time that they'll just take and enjoy. I've been really thinking about that since this chat with Leon and how to use that time valuably just in quality time with my kids and what we do in that time. So that really stood out to me. And I'm really keen to think about some of that stuff we were chatting about at the end, like the husband-wife dynamic, how to be a faithful head of the household, Ephesians chapter 5. But how that plays out if one person kind of bears the greater load with the kids, if the wife stays at home with the kids and so bears a lot more responsibilities in that naturally. And so how do those two things work together? Are they head of the kids and head of the household? How does that work? How do you work together as a team? Anyway, there's a few more things I reckon I'd be interested to tease out a little bit more there. Think more about. Yeah. And there's lots in that. It's part of what this podcast has been about. It's been trying to think as dads how we can be thoughtful and intentional about the raising of our kids. In my experience, I find that the Christian mums around me think about this stuff lots and lots and lots. And dads, I don't know, are they thinking about it but not talking about it as much? I don't know. But there's definitely something there. And so partly why I'm keen to do this for my benefit and hoping it'll be useful for more people, and glad it has been. I wonder what your answer would have been to that early question with Leon. What's your brand as a dad? I'd love for you to send in to me what your brand is as a dad. Send it in. Hit me up on Instagram. Shoot us a message through Spotify. What's your brand as a dad? I found that super interesting. Let me wrap up with an encouragement. Galatians 6 verse 9 says, Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Press on, keep trying to do good, honor the Lord, bear the fruits of the Spirit as you seek to be a parent, a husband in your family, or whatever that looks like. Go well. I'll see you next week.